Hello viewers, this is Machuka Nyarieko TV, whereby we analyze socio-economic and political ways of our people. And today I want us to focus on the TAWE movement in Western Kenya and how it has affected the veteran politicians, as well as suggest ways in what they ought to do so as to cope up with the situation that they are now facing. But before we do that, I like to request our new viewers, those probably viewing this channel for the first time, to subscribe so that whenever we produce another video, YouTube will automatically notify them. And for our subscribers, thank you for being our pillar, and kindly continue watching our ideas. We call this channel literally the house of ideas. Of course, I cannot miss to mention that today was Madaraka Day, and one of the things that I was able to note from the Madaraka Day is that our league chief today took less than 2 minutes to on his speech, which is recommendable, meaning that is really transforming, and much of his troubles will soon come to an end. Back to our topic. First, I'll want to maybe briefly explain or give a brief explanation of what TAWE movement means. TAWE literally means no. TAWE literally means, according to the local languages of the people of Western Kenya, it literally means no. And no to what? No to veteran leadership. No to leaders who have been there for quite some time, and the people have not seen any changes in their life. Remember, even the society today are moving to their self-interest, because most of the people have been educated. Now all they need is good governance. So they are now saying to the veteran politicians, no. And of course, I will explain what no means in several ways. But before I do that, I'll also want or wish to liken the TAWE movement as the Hazara movement that was there before the 2022 general election, because the Hazara nation was connected, was highly, or it resonated very well with the common man because of the promises that it went with. Today, if you talk of an Hazara nation, if you call someone or liken him to an Hazara nation, that person might be running away. TAWE movement is taking that position, and in a few months to come, TAWE movement will be all over Kenya. Today, I've seen several groups open in other parts of the country apart from the western part, meaning that it is resonating so well with the common people. So what are some of these factors that these members of this movement articulating? Of course, by now I don't think that it has any structure, but it is a team. in which I think Natembea can easily, Natembea is the governor for Trans Nzoia, can easily ride on it. No wonder he complained yesterday not having received an invitation to Bungoma for the Madaraka Day celebrations, though despite the fact that he was there today. So their leader is likely to be Natembea, the governor for Trans Nzoia. And theirs is to say no to the veteran leaders, those who have been there since they were born, and they cannot see any transformation because of the following reasons as they claim. One, they argue that these leaders are inaccessible. You cannot access them. You try all your ways, all other means, and you cannot easily access these leaders. Of course, when we talk of Western Kenya, we cannot talk of Western Kenya minus mentioning the third in command, who is Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, and some other politicians like Eugene Wamalwa. All of them, this movement is likely to put them in an awkward situation come 2027, because the problems like unemployment is now being associated to them. The problem of underdevelopment in Western Kenya is being associated to them. And remember that most Kenyans are a youthful population without unemployment. Any issues to do with mismanagement of maybe their factories, they're like sugar companies, has been associated to them because they have been there and watch all of that happen. So the TAWE means no to that. Making the matter worse, they say that, or they argue that these individuals are inaccessible, and this touches to even their MPs. So one wonders, how will be the look of Western Kenya come 2027? Another problem that they have with these leaders is the peak of phone calls. According to them, most of them, they totally don't pick their phone calls. Calls are only, they are only in conversation with calls during an electioneering period. One of the citizens at the bottom of the pyramid from the coast who hails from the western told me, actually, by her name is Anne, she narrated that one of the top veteran politicians from there, whom she wanted to meet, instructed her. Okay, they had a conversation, and because of time, she was told that she be given his phone number by the driver and the personal assistant. But when she tried to peg them, of course she has the numbers, their numbers for the driver and the PA. They totally refused to give them, that they are not allowed to do that. And remember, when you talk to either the president, the prime minister, and your MP, because they are the working officers. It's not a must you go to their offices in Nairobi. Once you meet them anywhere, just pass your information there. That's why they are working with their personal assistant, who is paid for by taxpayers. If he has been instructed that give the number to this lady, why not give the number? Because that was an order. Now these are the people who are in TAWE movement, who feel that they are not being supported. Who, for example, when in Mombasa, they see their leaders come, they talk with other people, talk with them in Kenya, but they will not want to be associated with the people from Western where they come from. And the people are there at the coast because they are looking for their daily needs. So these are the groups of people who are in this TAWE movement. They say that these veteran politicians, they want to maintain the status quo. They want people to remain the way they are. Just like themselves said, pakini hivo hivo. Some individuals can understand who usually said in his speech that just remain in the same manner that you are, and then Kenyans remained in that state of affair for a long time of period. So the TAWE movement is likely to spread like wildfire, or is going to spread like wildfire to every part of this nation, because there are many people who don't pick phone calls from their electorates. Actually, if you go between 8 p.m. and 12 or 11:50, our leaders, this is their time for Mushene. They'll be picking calls from specified individuals who, instead of building them, who, instead of telling them the truth of what is taking place at various parts of the country or constituencies, will be telling them that today in a hotel someone was talking ill of you, and this person is the one whom you have been receiving his calls. So next time when this other person calls, maybe the member of parliament will not be picking the call because of the mushene from one of his individuals, or from one of his men inside men. And these men, this inside, those who are in the proximity, as the deputy president said, are the ones who are totally ruining what ought to be done in Kenya. They will not allow you to access those leaders. They will regard them, and then when the time for them to go back to the people, they will come with handouts, and probably these handouts will not work out. This is the time you find those leaders are being instructed, if you want to lead us, we don't want to see you working with this person and this other person. After those people, ensuring that there is no development taking place maybe for 5 years. They should remember that those who are close to leaders, especially in Western Kenya now, because the problem here emerges from Western Kenya, whereby the members of parliament, the speaker, the cabinet, the prime cabinet secretary, members of the public are claiming that they are so much protected. You cannot access them. You cannot phone call them. They want the status quo maintained. They want the people of Western to remain very poor all over the time, so that they will take 10 minutes to purchase them or to buy them unga. As a result, those young people who are struggling from first to 31st of the month now are saying no to them. How will you cope? How will you be able to cope with this TAWE movement? Because it is there. The people are there morning to evening. They are jobless. They are talking or they are discussing on how to dislodge you from the power. Now that is their employment. What the people of Western Kenya are now doing is discussing how they will get you out of power. They put even a fry first on leadership instead of having people who cannot support them for the last couple of years. What should be done? Very soon we shall have a budget. This should be whereby you come up with ideas that will support your people. Don't just go in for capital investment only and the people are sleeping without food in Western Kenya. And when I'm referring to Western Kenya, Western Kenya is just an example. This is something that is happening in Western Kenya, but a replica of what is taking place everywhere. We shall be having a budget reading in a few days to come. Make sure don't concentrate on capital investment. Don't concentrate on the roads alone. Also remember on current investment or current budget, whereby you may decide that in every constituency, incorporating the Minister for Agriculture, in every constituency or in every sub-location, we are going to do given investments funded by maybe the Ministry of Agriculture, and the youth will work there. Go to Naivasha, go to Timau and ask them, how are they able to cope with the greenhouse? How many people have been employed? Instead of you sleeping there, sleeping either in Western or in the National Assembly and the Senate, and the people of Western Kenya are suffering. And putting off your phones as if the phones were made so that they should be off. The phones are made for communication, and especially the phones having been purchased by the members of the public for you because they are more expensive, and due to the donation from various members of the society, you are able to buy it. Pick their calls. They can assist you with knowledge. It doesn't mean that when you are a member of parliament, you carry all the entire knowledge of the society. You are just a representative. You are there to present. The member of the public from where you come is sovereign. Now see, we are having a TAWE movement. A TAWE that is saying no to your acts, no to your behavior. not you are inconsiderate, which is putting trouble. Maybe some politicians who may not be very bad, when such a euphoria comes, everyone who has been in leadership is likely to be swept away, and the new people or new individuals are put in. So the people of Western are crying, and their simple cry is there is a total unemployment. They are starving food, and their representative who should be registering roles for them is not picking their call. So, to be fair, free, and frank, your phones will cost your job one time come 2027. Your inaccessibility, you wanting to maintain the status quo. You may not be in that situation that you want people to maintain the poverty, but your behavior, your ignorance will testify or will attest to that. This is because you have been sent to parliament to pass, to legislate laws. And these laws that you make must be in support to development, which you are not doing, which you members of parliament from Eastern. Okay, today I was very happy when the president was at one of the stadiums in Bungoma, and I saw some soil, meaning that the stadium is under construction still. That was bold. In some cases, you could find that they have swept the soil away, so that when the president comes in, he will find everything very neat. But this was a bold move to show that this stadium is incomplete. That is what the people of Western Kenya need. Not just hiding your phones in your mufuko. They just pick their calls. Otherwise, don't pick if you don't want to be re-elected. The TAWE movement is there, is real, is spreading everywhere, and most MPs will be put on toes by the TAWE movement because they don't pick calls. It's not only Western. They don't pick calls, and they are regarded. Those around them ensure that you don't even get the information that you try, because they are threatened. They are in fear. They feel that they are so incompetent being around you, so they don't want you to see anyone who may be capable of giving you a better information, the truth of what is taking place on the ground. Thank you, and have a blessed evening.